Welcome back to part 2 of Trying Not to Become Insane, Shifu Edition. I believe you will be able to find part 1 on your own, and with that said, let's get some more golden stamps in the Dragon Arenas. Taking care of the witnesses. I believe I completed this one while being on stream, and it was quite insightful. It helped me understand that sometimes the arenas they have a certain gimmick, a certain way of being completed, and if you actually follow this route, chances are you will be able to prevail without becoming insane. So right now I'm trying to look around, trying to see if I can spawn every single enemy on this level at once, but that's not how it works. Basically you have to defeat one wave for the other one to appear. So you want to make sure that you are standing on top of this platform right here. It's going to make your life so much easier when it comes to dealing with all the enemies coming after you. As you can see, you can't rely on breaking the enemy's posture or structure, so it's very important that you throw them over. Sometimes they will die while falling, and sometimes they won't. It's quite inconsistent, but it's the best way to deal with them without getting hit more than 6 times, because they will hit you relentlessly. It's going to take a long time if you try to defeat them by doing anything else. So this is a nice gimmick, and you can just aggro the enemies, make your way to them. Don't try to be a hero, that's usually how you die. Just make sure they notice you and go back to this one spot and you should be fine.
This is as far as you go.
And before I forget, keep in mind that the juggernauts are quite fat, which means that they won't be able to join you on the platform, so you will have to make your way to them. I strongly recommend having a weapon, that way you can just, destroy them and they won't be able to retaliate. It's quite it's quite unfortunate that they can't climb, but it also makes sense. So that's how you complete this challenge, and let's move on to the next one. The Afterlife Party. Even though the enemies have infinite health, it's important to keep in mind that they can still die from being thrown over a ledge, provided it is high enough. And I think I mentioned in the last video that one of the scariest modifiers in the arenas, and actually in Sifu right now, is the fact that enemies can only walk. It means that whenever you see a group of enemies making their way to you, they tend to be close to one another, which complicates everything because, well, you know how dangerous it is to attack one enemy when there's another one next to them. Especially if you get stuck in an animation, it means you won't be able to retaliate in time and you will get hit. And the goal is to not get hit more than 6 times. So I think you understand exactly why I think this is a scary modifier, especially when you have 2 bodyguards and 1 disciple. It is very scary, and I think I was still streaming when I completed this. And again, even though the disciples can walk, do not forget that at any time they can leap onto walls and hit you, right? They can do that, and I think I may still include something one disciple did. They came out of nowhere. I was standing up and they were like downstairs, and they walk on the wall, Spider-Man way, and kicked me. It's very not fair, but yeah, you should always be, whenever you see disciple, do not break line of sight, because they may just do something weird and punch you in the face. You might fall, take a lot of damage, and potentially die. And as always, for those kind of challenges, you should always take your time, because it's not about beating the level as fast as possible, it's about not getting hit. So whenever you find yourself in a bad predicament, just take your time and make sure that you divide and conquer. Again, they can only walk, which is problematic, but you can pick them one by one. And they don't have health, so you should rely on breaking the structure, which is I feel like this is better. I prefer having infinite health and infinite structure, because then the fights take way too long and you can parry, you can rely on your defensive tools. I don't like that. But by picking your fights carefully and making sure that you use the environment to your advantage, I could have stayed on top of those stairs and wait for them to get there, but because I got hit, by Spider-Man disciple, I got scared of staying there. But yeah, if you can, deal with the disciples as soon as you can, or the bodyguards, but do not, please, do not try to be a hero and defeat 2 bodyguards at once. That's how you die, and bad series of events. You can get hit multiple times very fast. And here you can see that I decide to back off, mostly because I don't want to be caught between the 2 bodyguards, because even though they don't have a lot of health, a lot of structure, they can still combo you. It's almost impossible to deal with 2 bodyguards when they are that close to each other. So I decided instead to rely on this spot right here to deal with them. Unfortunately, my guy decided to somehow, I don't know why, he decided to bash this guy's head onto the rails, which is unfortunate. And yes, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. The disciples just Spider-Man kicking you in the face. It is very annoying. I think by now you can tell that there's always an easier way to complete the arena. Sometimes you will have no choice but to get good, but some other times it's all about how, I would say, resourceful you can be. Now, on to the next one. Paranormal Parking. You know what? I really like this level. What I don't like is what I'm doing within the level, because we need to capture areas, and when that's the case, you already know that enemies are going to be a pain in the ass all the time. So right now the goal is simple. Whenever you can perform a takedown, you should do so, because not only will it eliminate an enemy, but it's also going to pause the timer. That's the only moment where the timer can be stopped, so you don't lose anything by performing takedowns. But you don't want to always rely on defeating enemies. Sometimes it's better to just push them, trying to keep them away as opposed to trying to defeat them. It's not viable, so I strongly recommend, again, getting comfortable using palm strike and the directional throw. I also believe that we have all the shrine bonuses active, which means that our weapons are dealing way more damage. So definitely also take advantage of that and you should be alright. Also, you should use your environment to your advantage. Sometimes you can just keep throwing things at enemies and they will block, and whenever they are blocking, it means that they will not make their way to you. Here we only have to deal with a bodyguard. I don't think you should try to kill him. What you should do instead is maybe wait for him to be outside the area and then perform strong sweep. If you play the cards right, he should be, and don't whiff the way I'm whiffing right now, he should be down the entirety of the time, and by the time he does get up, boom, we're out. Just like that. Now I believe we have to deal with the flash kicks, and sometimes, oh no, the disciple. Oh, that's actually quite easy. I actually prefer dealing with everybody here and actually killing them, except for the disciple. You should throw her as far away as possible, because again, we don't want to be spider kicked in the face. We hate those all the time. And when it comes to this area, I strongly recommend taking care of every single enemy except the disciple, because it is just too difficult to defend with way too many openings and it's going to be tedious. So just make sure you push the disciple away, and I think they can only walk too, so if you push her far away, she won't be able to make it back. And here we have to deal with multiple flash kicks, and just stay next to this ledge and again throw them over. It is as simple as that. Just like that. And now we just have to drop down and be sure to have a weapon, since you can perform a takedown on this fat boy right here. It's going to make your life so much easier without having to worry about them charging at you. So just like that, the level is almost done. All you have to do is do this and make sure you keep every single enemy on one side in your line of sight, and just bide your time. I feel like this is not as hard as all the challenges in the dragon arenas, but it can be a bit tedious. Just a little bit. And also I really like this level, so anyway, on to the next one. Pub crawl. Enemies not taking turns to attack. This is potentially the hardest modifier to handle. The reason why is because, well, they will relentlessly try to punch you in the face. So whenever you see a group of enemies, even just 2 enemies, you should be very careful, because even attempting to grab to perform a throw is quite risky. You should always pick your fights wisely, dividing and conquering. It's never wise to try to defeat multiple enemies at once, and also your moves are not the ones you usually have, and you have to score a certain level and a certain amount of points. So it is quite tricky, not gonna lie. It is quite tricky. As long as you make sure that you defeat enemies as fast as you can while also keeping your multiplier up, you should be fine. Well, remember when I said you should never try to defeat multiple enemies at once, especially not with this modifier? Well, that's something you should never do, but I seem to have forgotten about it and tried to just beat this level as fast as I could. But yeah, you should never try to do that, and I think you also can... I saw that. You can also auto-dodge attacks whenever you are blocking. You have no structure, so whenever you find yourself in the middle of multiple enemies, just blocking will allow you to dodge every single attack. But this is not reliable because you won't be able to punish them, which is why I still recommend not trying to deal with multiple enemies at once. They just never stop attacking, and your best bet is to actually parry, since you want to focus on their oh my god, this should not have been possible, it's quite unfortunate, and I used cardboard there to to have my multiplier back to 3, because as long as the multiplier is almost full, you're going to receive the maximum amount of points, which is what we need.
Be careful! He's got a weapon! Insane! Stop him! Shit!
You need 10k to have the golden stamps, and as you can see, we even had 200 points left to spare. Now the next challenge is now on to surgical execution. Oh boy. So the moment you start this level, you want to throw the bottle on the floor on this juggernaut and perform a snap kick. Then make your way down and perform a palm strike on this guy, and he should die. He should. Then throw the bat, slide, pick up the bat if he's still back, throw it at this guy, snap kick, pick up the pipe, and then climb. Once you're done climbing, you throw the pipe, slide, pick up the bottle, throw it and throw the pipe, get down, while making sure you pick up the bottle. If you don't, then throw the bottle, slide. Make sure you drop down here, push this, slide, pick up the bottle. Then you want to make sure you align your shot, headshot that girl, slide, pick up the pipe, use your focus attack to perform a stun attack and push her over. Throw the pipe, throw the bottle, make your way to the disciple, have her in your line of sight, throw the pipe and slide. Jesus Christ, this is speedrunning at its finest, and so many things will go wrong on your runs, as they did for mine. Okay, let me give you a bit of context. I was attempting this challenge while I was on stream, and I came really close to what I thought was at the time the target, 1 minute. I came a little bit under. I think I was around 59 seconds, and I really thought the target was 1 minute. Then I assumed it was 55 seconds, and for that run, I really thought, not this one, but the one where I actually beat the challenge, I really thought I messed up, because in my mind, 55 seconds was the target, and with so many things which could go wrong, which are not your fault, by the way, when sometimes your character, that dumbass, will try to throw the bottle or the bat or the pipe on the wall when he can clearly see that there is someone he can throw the bat, the pipe or the bottle, onto. I don't understand. The game is sometimes very inconsistent, and it's going to make your life very difficult. And if you even, I'll say whiff, if you whiff, that's it. I feel like your run is over. For example, if you perform a bomb strike on the first guy and it doesn't work, it's going to make you lose some time, waste some time. And I got lucky with the bat coming back. That way I didn't have to pick up the pipe for the next grunt. A lot of things went right. And I don't think I would ever be able to score a better time, because that was optimal as optimal as it could have been, honestly. And do not despair if you also have your dumbass character throw things at ghosts. At some point, I really thought he was punching ghosts. I was seeing things, or maybe seeing his dead. I don't know. Maybe he was seeing his late Shifu. I don't know, but it's going to piss you off. And just try to not give in to the anger. Just hang in there. You're going to make it. Maybe. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want more. And I'll see you in the next arena. Peace.
Get up.